Hey guys, Miss Jaeger here, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Woo! Yes, we've not really been playing this game much now, have we? No. Well, to be honest with you, the main reason for that is quite simply, during the course of the summer holidays, everyone goes onto World of Tanks, and I didn't really want to subject myself to what would basically be the equivalent of running at a brick wall numerous times, with the expectation that this time it'll be different. So yeah, rather to save myself from getting completely frustrated and over-the-top angry, I just thought, no, not even going to try. Going to focus on other things, which, has been rather successful. We've been doing quite well on Armored Warfare, got myself to like tier 8 quite quickly. We've been doing our new Let's Plays, I'm working on other stuff, so things are in motion. Now, as for today, we are not going to be having a look at this vehicle. No. This vehicle, while nice, is not actually the main point of our subject today. Today, we are going to be having a snappy review of this thing. Yes, this thing. This Tier 4 German heavy tank. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And, oh, I'm going to say it. This is the TOG of Germany. This is definitely not a very pleasant vehicle to drive. Well, actually, it's not good in the terms of stats, and maybe some players out there will have been like, oh my god, this thing's terrible, it's the worst tank of Germany, or whatever. They may be right, of course, in that statement, but I don't know why, I just enjoy it. Even if it's because it's so stupid that it just becomes hilarious. This is a silly vehicle, and today we're going to be having a snappy review. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, this is I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, the Durchbruchswagen 2. If I pronounce that correctly, brilliant. If not, bollock me in the comments. She is a Tier 4 German heavy, which you can get to by going through the Panzer III-E and selecting her out of the other three choices. So, pretty, one thing I will say, one thing of interest I noted was the fact that she actually isn't very cheap. She costs 5,000 research to get, and normally she would be priced at 170,000 credits. This is definitely if you're serious about playing World of Tanks, then this is going to be your first partial grind. Because while playing, I mean, obviously, with World of Tanks, generally, if because of the free, obviously because this game is a free to play, you can easily go from tier 1 all the way to tier 10 without having to spend a single penny. But generally, this is the part of the game where the tanks will inevitably say, right, the game is sort of like, if you want to progress faster, then here's the option to have a premium account, and that's kind of how it would go along. So everything from tier 1 to tier 4, kind of a demo. And then afterwards, and when you go from tier 4 to tier 5, that's when the grind starts to set in. And then beyond that is when you start encountering stuff which having a premium account would make things go faster. But that's just how I've sort of envisioned it, or like / how I see it. So if I'm wrong, feel free to kill me, whatever. So yes, this is quite an expensive buy. So 5,000 research and 170,000 credits, not cheap. Is she worth that? Really? Well, I'm going to say this. She's not a very good heavy. Let's have a look at the hit points and armor. So for hit points and armor, you have 440 hit points, which, while is more than your counterparts, is not a ginormous leap ahead of everyone else. You're not going to be starting to take on multiple tanks and be like, I can weather this. You are not. It seriously is not. You can take maybe 1 or 2 shots of a 75mm caliber, then you're dead. Than someone else. It's that simple. And of course, don't forget, at Tier 4, there is a chance you'll be encountering Tier 5s, which means the big guns, the KV-2, the SU-100, which, a high roll from an SU-100 with a 122, you're dead. You're also going to be encountering higher tier artilleries. It's going to be a mess. And speaking on higher tier vehicles, your armor is pants. Well, it's better than most, but it's not good. It's 50 at the front, 50 at the sides, 50 at the rear. And your turret armor is exactly the same. 50 front, 50 sides, 50 rear. And unfortunately, because this vehicle is early war, i.e. early tiers, she is flat as a pancake. So most of the shells that will go in will penetrate. Now the reason why I say most and not all is because for some reason some guns just don't want to pen. Like, I have bounced some tier 5s and tier 6 guns as well as some tier 4s. This armor is not reliable, but on occasion can bounce rather funny. So it's certainly not a panther. That's a definite. But this thing can somehow bounce some things. As said, it's more of a troll moment than anything. So, going on to mobility, you weigh 30.7 tons with 3 equipment modules attached, and you have a maximum tonnage limit of 33. This, in combination with your 300 horsepower, yeah, you have a 35 kilometer per hour speed limit, but your horsepower per ton is only 9.78. Yeah, she's not a very quick vehicle. Like, when you get up to speed, though, that's the thing. It's like, acceleration-wise, she's terrible. But when it comes to, when you actually get up to those speeds, and it's even better when you're going downhill, she actually does a fairly good job. Like, no joke, she does a fairly good job. And better still, you've got a 31.71 traverse speed. Now, admittedly, this would normally be 32 traverse, but because my crew isn't 100% and because this thing tracks the live stats, finger quote, of the particular thing, it gives you the the actual stats of the thing. But normally you'd get 32 traverse speed, which again is actually pretty good. Now, considering that there's another vehicle out there which at tier 5, in my opinion, is the best tier 5 heavy out there, the KV-1, while it's actually 1 kilometer slower than you, and worse, it's 21.4 kilometer traverse speed. And this is with the clutch braking. So the KV-1 is struggling to turn around when you have probably already done it. So that is something to be proud of. Like, maneuverability-wise, this thing isn't bad. It's not great with its speed, but turning-wise, that's pretty good. Going over to spotting and radio, once again, this is being influenced by the live stats, so I'll just show you the actual components. So for spotting, this vehicle has 330 meters viewing range, which is pretty good considering that certain tier 6 vehicles struggle to get the same range, so that's okay. And for radio range, you are in for a treat, because the one really good thing about this tank is that I get access to the FUG-12. This upgrade is by far the best upgrade on the entire vehicle, because not only once you get this particular upgrade do you get a 710 signal range, you get it for virtually every other German vehicle in the tech tree. Literally, most vehicles in the German tech tree, you never have to worry about getting on radio for again. The VK3001P, FUG-12. If we go back to the tech tree, the VK3002M, FUG-12. The Tiger 2, FUG-12. E75, FUG-12. You know, most vehicles in this game have the FUG-12. There are some specialized vehicles. Indian Panzer doesn't get the FUG-12. Instead, it gets its own variant, but that does give it slightly better signal range. And I believe the E100 doesn't get... Yeah, basically high-tier vehicles and certain special vehicles don't get this radio. But for everything else, you basically never have to worry about upgrading its radio ever again. So when grinding this thing, grab the radio. It'll save you so much problems in the future. It's amazing. Now, onto the gun. Now, with this particular tank, you get two options of firepower. The first one is your stock weapon, is this thing, the KWK-37L24 75mm howitzer. This thing is, well, this is probably one of the worst variants of the 75mm gun. It's a horrible howitzer with very bad accuracy, pretty horrible aiming time, horrendous pen, and, well, the only good thing about it is its rate of fire and its damage. But apart from that, it's a derp gun. It's a very early derp gun for Germany. So, naturally, if you're grinding this vehicle for normal, I would highly recommend you get this gun, the KWK-39L60. This thing has a 25 rate of fire, so almost 10 better than yours, 67mm of pen, 130 on premium, And while the damage isn't as high as the L-24, your accuracy is much better, and a slight increase to your aiming time, and it's also lighter. Another benefit is that this particular gun is also available on a wide variety of vehicles. So if you're wanting to try and get this, get on other tanks at some point in the future, getting this gun, and I suppose to a degree this gun, mainly this gun, is going to benefit you at least when it comes to grinding them in early tiers. So the question you may be asking is, why do I have this gun? Well, funny thing you should ask. This gun is basically a troll for me. I mean, if you couldn't tell already, I really don't take this vehicle seriously. I mean, it's a DW2. It's terrible. I mean, its stats-wise is atrocious. You really cannot say anything good about it, apart from perhaps it gets the FUG 12 radio and its maneuverability is better than certain tier 5 heavies, but it really doesn't do anything well. If it's top tier, it does better than most, perhaps. Like, it'll actually have a presence on the battlefield. But apart from that, you are literally just rolling around hoping that you'll get close to someone, and then if you do, you hope that they're not looking at you whilst you're trying to blow them up. So maybe I should take the L60 if I want to actually do anything in this thing. But then there's just the absolute hilarity when you can shoot and damage a tier 6 tank with your very shit 75mm howitzer. So, in the sense, summary, stat-wise, this thing should be terrible, and I should hate this thing, but I'm loving it. I might even keep this vehicle just for the laughs, because it's so stupid. Okay, so I'm going to take you now to a replay, whereupon you can see just how stupid this tank can be, and how funny it can be. I mean, I'm not gonna pull any punches here. I don't do well in this thing. When I say I do well, it basically means I've done some damage and I survived. That is what I call doing well in this vehicle. I'll see you there. So, here we are for the first match in a replay. And the rest of these will be live plays because the games we've had have been either absolutely atrocious, but this is one of those rare examples of something being really funny. So, myself platooned up with Nimbus in his T28E with the F30 85mm gun are on Lakeville, and it's an encounter match. So, because we're bottom tier, naturally we decide to, instead of go take cover, we're like, sod it, we're right next to the town, we shall charge. Charge like the brave men of previous, so everyone is beginning to follow us. So begin to type messages out on the chat. Don't know if it will actually show on this particular thing. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a slight replay glitch, but that's because, the replay system is not worked by Wargaming and whatnot. So I get a very friendly push by a T-Type 58. And as you can see, I'm actually gotten up to speed relatively quickly. So, top speed, 35 miles per hour. Pretty good. Kilometers, but you know what I mean. So, the opposing team we're going up against has got a lot of enemy tanks. We've got some pretty nasty ones. We've got an OI, which is insta-death for if we encounter it, and an OI experimental, which was sighted going into town, which is not good. And we've got T-3485s, Cromwells, Hellcats, everything that pretty much can easily rip me asunder. But the enemy team sends a fair amount of its tanks towards the 1-2 line, even though this is an encounter, when all of a sudden we spot an A20. And nice KV-1 on our left here decides to pop a good shell into him, so I'm like, thank you very much, KV-1. As we make a push towards the rear side, we're like, sod it, if there's no tanks in the town, let's charge. So, completely charging through, frontline vehicles and everything. Oh, experimental sight on the front there. Enemy A20 wants to try and get away, but we're like, no, A20, come back, we love you. Nothing is wrong. Come on, A20. And 3, 2, aim shot, bang! Yes, indeed. It's a lovely day to be in a DW2. And my comrade, the Type 58, is there. And I bounce an armor-piercing shell from a Matilda 4, which has a 75mm gun. So, GG. and enemy T-3485. Nimbus unfortunately gets caught in a trap with a variety of enemy vehicles. A bit too late for me to help save him, so now I'm trying to think, right, let's load the high explosive, try and get some shots in. I try and get a shot in, but unfortunately not to any luck. And sadly, the Cromwell tanks hit me. This time, the Matilda does hit me and does some damage. I fire, and I get a nice rear shot, and I actually bounce the Matilda again. What is going on? It's crazy. And then a T-3485 comes at me, so I try and fire, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything, and thanks to the aiming reticle, I couldn't quite get shots on this T-tank, so I switched to my heat ammunition. So I try and fire, but the shell goes into the rear of that A-20. Because this tank is running up to me, I'm thinking, well, I'm screwed. I fire. He hits me and pens me for 194, but then just completely ignores me. And I should have perhaps loaded some gold ammo, because that could have killed him, but he's dead. So T-3485 completely blanks me, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Whatever floats thy boat. So anyway, the Cromwell tank is now completely surrounded. We're taking the battle to him. Situation is actually turning to be quite nice. I load the premium shell, hoping to get a kill. Like, come on, let's get a tick. 6 kill. Bang! Target destroyed. At this point, I was just too... I couldn't concentrate. I'm like, I cannot take it seriously. At first, I was going to head back into Cap when all of a sudden an SU-100 appears, and I'm like, ooh. Let's see if we can do something, shall we? Now, bearing in mind, I only have 87mm of penetration, so this was going to be a lucky shot if anything. And while I hit him and do some damage, I only track him. Now, I'm never going to pen from this angle, but hell, I might get lucky. There might be a random shot. I tried shooting into his side, and unfortunately at this point, while the game said I could probably pen, none of my shells were wanting to come in close. And no. So sadly, that was denied to me, so I was quite frustrated. I was like, oh no, the other tanks are gone, which is annoying. And so now I try and do my best to try and support my friend in the artillery. Missed that shot. Great shooting, by the way, by myself there. Fired, another great shot, missed. He gets ammo racked, which is a shame. And then I finally hit, which does the damage I need, but unfortunately, not to the same level. He fires and misses, which is great. I fire again, he hits me in one more time. And now I take cover, so I'm like, right, not going to need to move out now. And by that point, the game had just finished. So, we win, 496 damage done, and 2 kills. Posing as I'm doing it, and just somehow surviving. This is the kind of good game I'm talking about. This is the stupid side of this tank. I bounced twice, and I kill a tier 6. I don't know why, but this is just stupidly funny. And I just couldn't stop laughing. It's like, this tank really shouldn't do well at all, yet it did. Anyway, I'll take you now to 2 live games. So, I'll see you there. So, we are in battle once more, and matchmaking has decided to put us in a tier 5 match. Yay. Though the small mercy is that this is much more close-up, so although this gun is pretty terrible, it's not going to do as bad. Well, it is going to do bad, but it's not going to be potentially as bad as a long-range engagement, because, you know, that is not very good. We've also got a new vehicle, I think that's a BP or something like that. Yeah, the Black Prince. I was going to say though, having a look at this sort of particular thing, I'm actually out racing a KV-1, and the T-46 is just trying to go YOLO on this one. Oh wow, I'm just about clear the target. Right, clear that now, so that's going to be all clear. This probably is going to impact on the surface more, but I would love it if someone would come up there. Oh, oh please, do me this favor. Come on. Come on, please. Wow, they're all expecting them to go down that one bit. No one's gone to the village, though. This is a standard map engagement, and no one's gone to the village. This is worse. This is troubling. Right, the T1 Heavy is making his way up. Oh, there he is. Right. Now he's been spotted. I can actually move up a little bit and see if I can Pod Jolly-O trot into his side there. Yeah, it would seem like I could. Of course, he has Sixth Sense. Oh, reverse. Right. Yeah, no, you're not going to get close to him. I love how he instantly knew... you can tell when someone's got Sixth Sense, because you could tell right there he had Sixth Sense. So, enemy vehicle to our north, and a Panzer IV-H that way, so... we could try and brawl. Not against that concept, but there's lots of vehicles. And a Panzer IV-H, with the dirt potentially, will rip into our guys, so I think we shall just pull back safely and try and see if we can take him out. Then maybe we can outflank him by neutralizing the point. We are doing pretty well, though. This particular flank is... Well, this particular environment, I am really surprised at how much there is. Right, so it's a Crusader, so... Crusader has just knocked out our artillery, and the Crusader itself is getting buggered by all of our other tanks, so I don't think he'll be alive for much longer. Our tanks are slowly but surely prompting the front lines, so... Matilda 4 taking fire from somewhere. Probably a bunch of other tanks over at the over at the village. Lock into position, so we can have a cheeky shot in. Boom! Nice solid shot to the Crusader there. And, oh, so close! Oh, only a hair's breadth, and... Pfft, damn. The kill was taken from me. Oh, I should have fired our explosive. The splash might have done something. Probably not, I'll be honest with you, but... You never know. You can get lucky. Going to roll across the front. This is the kind of games you'll have with this thing. Oh crap! That's a scary gun. Yeah. Lol. Enemy tanks have just started enemy tanks are team killing. He's probably team killed him because it's like, no, you didn't do your job. Team kill. Because that is totally worth getting. Yep, there's 76 firing off again. It's totally worth getting a blue marker on. Okay, the amount of impacts that are being made on that KV-1, I'm just going to ignore him. Chino Kai sighted as well. Lol. I credit him. Ah, there's the Stork who team kills. Can I pen? Can I pen? No, it doesn't go anywhere near the target. Oh. Yes! Can I get a kill? Oh, fantastic! Of course you bounce, or you miss, or whatever. Oh, 76 is making a run for it. Can we get away with it? Boom! And that is why this tank... Für Deutschland so sterben. This tank shouldn't do that, but it did. It's like all the bad luck. And it's like, nah, I'll give you this one. No damage at all. Low tier. Oh, and I get a second class. Oh, that's magical. That is magical. Oh. Not as much as the KV-1S, but I don't think I'm ever going to become top tier in this thing. But you know what? That was fun. Didn't get much credits for it. Experience for it, I mean. But that was fun. You know, that was fun. And I have finally been able to unlock the research, or to be able to research the VK3001H. Let's just change the map, because it set me back to this. Let's get back to the Gamescom. So, boom! And... probably going to have to go for that as well, because, I don't know. I'm going to have to train this crew for it anyway, so boom, there we go. So, there you have it. We researched it, and this thing is now really elite. But, you know, we've got one more thing we need to research, and that's this thing, before we becomes totally elite. So, let's have one more game. I'll see you there. And we're back, and the matchmaker has once again put us in a rather disastrous position. Low tier and a top tier, well, in a tier 5 game, we've got Churchill, wherever the hell it is, there it is, Churchill 3, and we haven't really got anything that really can counter what they've got. They've got an OI Experimental and a KV-1S, which could have a derp gun, so the only real savior of our team right now is the Wolverine and the KV-1S on our team. But I once again, don't feel 100% confident that they are going to pull through. No offense to a KV-1S, but not entirely sure if that's going to do anything. What gun is that? That might be the 100mm. No, it looks like the 85. I'm going to say, I'm so used to seeing that in tier 6. I miss that tank. You know, people called it overpowered. Okay, it was to a degree, but not like... Well, the thing is, a lot of people went for it, but then you could deal with it so easily. And, of course, BT7 commits suicide because he thinks that that should actually be an offense to suicide. Not like suicide as in, like, well, basically, if you suicide within the first so many seconds of the game should automatically assume, yeah, you killed yourself because you didn't think you could do anything, did you? Oops, sorry, my friend. Right, Cruiser 4. Oh, I can't get the Panther 38T. It's a shame. I wish I could. It'd be lovely if I could. Why are you shooting the house? Boom! You gonna stay there? Oh no, you're gonna withdraw. Well, guess what? Too late! Ooh, the Hetz has taken a nasty hit. He also has the derp. Oh, he bounced. Let us receive. Oh, wow, the enemy have completely surrounded us. He has the KV-1S, and the B1 has shots on me. Bang! Shots. Right, I'm going to withdraw. Whoa! And I just dodged a shot from the KV-1S. Right, let's try and hide, because... Yeesh! Oh, there's a B1. Let us see if we can take out a B1. B1 says... Track shot, of course. B1 says... Miss. B1 says, miss. Critical hit, miss. Oh my god, it's going hell. It's going to hell. Oh no! Ah! Flee! Flee the village! In a tank that can't really do anything except flee. Run! AMX-38, you're mine. Wow, he actually did hit. Missed. No! I must kill him. No, you asshole game. God damn it. Well, I did fairly well in comparison to everyone else. And this is the kind of thing I mean. It's like you'll go into a game. This is admittedly low tier, but, you know, still. But that was, yeah, no, that was stupid, but to be honest with you, there was nothing really I could do. You had, like, multiple tier tanks which could easily outmaneuver me, outshoot me, and do anything, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm fucked. Oh, GG. The BT7 on the enemy teams has committed suicide. LOL, is the T-46 really just gonna... How did you miss? I don't know what to find funnier. The T-46 for losing most of his hit points, and then due to a ram, or the guy missing him. Oh, World of Tanks. You so silly. Well, the Hetzer, though, I have confidence. See, if I was in a Hetzer, I would feel confident. Maybe not about the premium, but, like not about having premium shots, because the premium pen on the L48, because I wouldn't use a derp. Ooh! Kudos to... I'm actually curious. I might need to research what kind of pen the derp has on this thing. Just because of the premium shell. I was so close to knocking that A38 out. See, the Hetzer is a way more adaptable in tiering. You really shouldn't be focusing on him. Yeah, that was going to say a little too late now, but yeah. Love how they'll still shoot a corpse. Yes, probably Well, kudos to the Hetzer play. He definitely did his best. Unfortunately, he was in a team that completely flopped around him, but better than hey, he got the master. He got high caliber, so kudos to him. Well done, mate. You definitely of course. He definitely did better than the rest of our team. Jesus Christ. No thanks to Mr. I can't do anything, so I'll suicide, man. Twat. But anyhow, that is the DW2. It is an atrociously bad tank, but when you're in a platoon with your mates and you have no intention of having any kind of serious grind, then this thing, for me at least, is a silly enough tank. That makes it worth playing. It's a stupid tank, but it's funny. And when you can do shit like one-shotting 76 A's or shooting the side and penning the side of Stug 3s, makes the day a lot more enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. If you like this kind of content, do let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. I'll catch you guys next time. This is Mist Jaeger signing out.